Hello again. Welcome back to my safe space with Edna. And I am your Winnipeg host with the most. My name is Edna. Have you guys watched my part one? Because if you have not watched part two will not make sense to you. So pause and go right back to part one and go and watch it. Meanwhile, have you decided on which house you want me to buy? Because I have posted one house now. I need you guys to tell me. Is it one or two houses that I've posted? I just need you to tell me which house would you like me to buy? What is your choice for me? Don't comment here. Go to that video and comment, Coach Edna, this house is the house that I want you to buy. Anyway, one thing you should not forget to do. This story is creating awareness, is teaching a lot of things, teaching on patience, teaching on forbearance, teaching on consistency, teaching on the effect and the power of prayer and insisting this is the path you want to take. There are so many lessons embedded in this story, and I wouldn't want just you to benefit from it. So please share the link. If you have not subscribed, click the subscribe button now and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also click on the notification bell so you get to know when I put up a new video. On continue. All right. So like I said in my previous video, Veronica came into our lives, helped us start the processing of my school admission and then the processing of my study permit. I had done Shady Balabala February 14 after doing Valentine for FCA. And then by March 15, I discovered that yours truly was pregnant. Is it a boy? Is it a girl? We had no idea. And then March 30, Veronica came with the shocker. Congratulations! Your study permit has been approved. Now, how are you feeling right now? Hearing me say all of this. After watching part one and then you're watching part two, how are you feeling hearing this news? Comments. Let me hear you. Let me hear your thoughts on how you are feeling. For me, it was mixed feeling. Approval. After 11 months, I applied May 15, 2021. Approval is coming March 30, 2022. Should I be excited after realizing 15 days prior that I am expecting a child? Now, when this approval came, bear in mind that school had given me admission since January 21, 2021. And since then, FCA had paid full school fees. Full. We didn't pay half. No. We paid all the school fees. If you have ever schooled in University of Winnipeg for a postgraduate degree or something, you must have an idea of how much I am talking about. Yes, we paid that in full. And this is over a year. The school had been sending email, spring 2022, seats are filling up fast and waitlist will begin soon. They sent that email April 6, 2022. And Veronica responded to them that, we've gotten our approval, but then we have Olufumi is sending her passport to IRCC to get it stamped. And when it's gotten stamped, they are going to send her a POE. The school needs the POE to secure my seat. Without POE, they will not secure seats. So Veronica told them this, that use this passport request letter from IRCC to secure the seat for Edna. When she gets her passport stamped and the POE comes, which should be the following week, we are going to send it to you. They rejected though. They said no. Down till the POE arrives before they are going to confirm my seats. So therefore, we should send the POE to them immediately it arrives. Meanwhile, I was still battling with the idea of, do I want to actually go knowing that I'm pregnant? We had deferred this admission twice. And so Veronica was deferring to fall when I told her I was pregnant. You're pregnant. By fall, pregnancy will start showing you. How do you want to travel? What? All of that confusion just started. And then the UK we're processing already is asking us, okay, come and process your visa. UK now, They were very fast. Everything was just going smoothly. 4 weeks, we were just getting updates. And then POE arrived 6 days later, April 12th, 2022. And we sent it to school. If you don't know what POE is, POE means port of entry. So Edna's POE has arrived. We sent it to school. And guess the shocker that we got from the school. They said that the spring intake was full and that even the fall intake was also full. And I am on the wait list in case a spot opens. If no spot opens, they are going to refund the full school fees that we have paid back to us because it has exceeded the 12-month mark. They will refund school fees back to us. Where do we start from? I was so worried. I was so troubled. I was so disturbed. And like I said, yeah, babe, wait. Your passport has been stamped. And yes, I was given 20 months. It's like IRC wanted to pay me for delaying my processing for 11 months. So a study permit that was supposed to just be for 12 months, they gave me 20 months, which a lot of people found amazing. Like, wow, you got 20 months? Really? How? Was it a 2-year program we were doing? I said, no, they know it's a 1-year program. It's all the documents are all there. And still they stamped, they gave me 20 months. And so FCA was like, don't worry. If they return the money and they don't give you admission, we'll look for another school. That would have been easy for me to assimilate if I was not pregnant. But guy, I gave Bele. Where do we want to start that processing from? Before he was just like, don't worry. There are lots of schools, and then we will have to send letter back to IRCC that we're going to another school. I didn't know how that was going to work. I didn't know how that was going to backfire. There were lots of uncertainties. But then I just kept calm that what to be will be. Sarah. So they told us we had to get ready to get our refund back in case a seat does not. And they attached a voluntary withdrawal form for me to fill. Anyway, shocking news. That was how the school sent us an email precisely April 21, 2022. Now, bear in mind that we sent them the POE in April 12th. And the next day, April 13th, they told us that all the intakes are full. I'm on the wait list. They are going to refund my money if a seat does not open for me. 8 days later, April 21, 2022, I got an email from the school with the title, Spring 2022, ABM Spring 2022, a seat available for you. I opened up the email and I read how they said, oh, a seat had just opened up and they would like to offer it to me. That was the exact word. Say, we would like to offer it to you. If you want to take it, respond to this email latest 12 p.m. the next day. And bear in mind, you have to travel to Winnipeg before May 5. Now, spring is from March to, is it June? And so spring intake classes begins May 5. So which means if I'm going to be taking that seat, I have to find myself in Winnipeg exactly 5th of May and be in class. And they were sending this email April 21. You know, because of the time difference, I think we got it in Nigeria about past 8 or to 9. Yours truly, I had the toughest couple of hours trying to make a decision. I said, God, this is the moment I need you to stand in front of me and tell me, should you go? Should you not go? Should you go? Should you not go? Because UK is said to, we can go to UK, but UK was not our final destination. This Canada was. And then Canada is giving you an offer. It's good you go now that you are pregnant. The pregnancy will not show. I mean, you are barely a month along. You can still rough it. And I know that my pregnancies are always precarious. My sister once said, babe, this is your age. You have to be careful with this baby. Because I had miscarriages prior, even during my pregnancy. And before this particular pregnancy, I'd had miscarriages. So it was really troubling for me. And I was like, God, just stand in front of me. Just calm down your glory and power and tell me, Edna, go. Edna, go to UK. Edna, go to Canada. After thinking back and forth, analyzing it, well, I said take up the offer. FCA he was not pushy. He said, see, you are the one that is going to go. You'll be the only person, especially now that you are pregnant. I want the decision to be your decision, not me telling you what to do. So you think about it, you analyze it, and let me know your decision. And so I said yes. I'll take the offer. By 12 midnight, I replied. So that as they are waking up in their office the next morning, they will see my reply. I replied, and then, all of the documentation started flying here and there. The response I gave was on April 22, 2022. And then by April 23, 2022, one of my clients had a travel agency. So we just contacted her. Edna needs tickets to fly to Winnipeg. She said, okay, no problem. I'll get you a ticket. And she got me a ticket. How big it's expensive? In fact, to and fro tickets. She got it for me. With the mind that, how IRC used to do. And all the advices we had gotten. All your ticket has to be with return ticket, so that they will not bounce you at port of entry, blah, blah, blah. So we didn't pay for one-way ticket. We paid for return tickets. Sent everything to school and all of that. And by May 2, your Winnipeg host to the most traveled to Canada, leaving behind FCA and my two beautiful daughters. That was heart-wrenching, but it was a decision we thought was important for us as a family to make. And so, with the mind that, they too will come join, and hopefully the processing will not be as long as mine was. He had already booked for Airbnb. Everything that we needed to do, we had done it. Thankfully, thank God for funds that is made available. Thank God for blessing us. Thank God for FCA, who is a very prudent accountant and had saved diligently towards the school. And so I found myself in Winnipeg. I was supposed to arrive May 3rd at night. I got to port of entry, Toronto, and then the queue at port of entry was queuing. To cut the long story short, I missed my flights. And so I went to meet the Air Canada attendant, and told them, I missed my flight. And they immediately, in fact, while they were still thinking whether to book me or not to book me, or how to pay another one, their manager just came out right at that moment. See, where your steps are ordained by God, He will raise people that will come to help you. I ran with my pregnancy, running to the gate to meet up that flight, and I couldn't meet up. In my previous pregnancies, I can't run. I can't even dare to run. But I had to run. And God said, this boy that is in your belly will stay there. He will not go anywhere. Anyway, the manager came out and said, what's the problem? And they told him, I said, no, she's not buying tickets. We already have an arrangement with Lufthansa, and they are going to, get another ticket. No need to pay. And that was how they issued me another board pass or whatever for me to wait for the next flight. I had to wait 2 extra hours. FCA had contacted a friend who was already in Winnipeg, and her fiance was waiting for me. Tolu, God will bless you. Osas, God will bless you. Osas said he was driving all around the airport for hours waiting for me until he got information that my flight was delayed. And so he had to just be parading the whole place, not knowing exactly when I would arrive. Eventually, I arrived. He drove me from the airport to my Airbnb. He already knew I was pregnant. He picked up all my load. Osas, God will bless you. The next day, I went to school. Hey, we met everyone. It was fun. I trekked. I trekked 30 minutes from my Airbnb to school. And my Airbnb was in downtown. And people were like, don't stay in downtown. Look for a place, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I stayed 2 weeks in downtown. But here is the shock absorber. The bus system was crap. Bear in mind that I trekked to school. So after the orientation of May 5, and I wanted to trek back home, And one of the friends I made, Zainab, said, "Oh, you take the bus. Yes, go, this, that." I don't know how she understood the bus system. But Mua, yours truly, did not understand jack about that bus system. So the bus I entered was just carrying me everywhere, until I summoned up courage to go and meet the driver and say, "This is the address I'm going." And he was like, "Oh, you're in the wrong bus. You should have stopped this, that. Just come down here." And of course, he cannot direct me anywhere. He just said, "Come down here, cross there." I had walked, thinking I would even get to a familiar place, or anything. That was how I just called Osas and told him that before they will carry me on CBC News that one immigrant is on the floor crying, "Please come and get me." So he asked me, "Where are you?" I said, "I don't know where I am." He said, "Okay, just show me, just tell me the direction, what you are seeing in that area." And I told him what I was seeing. I said, "Okay, don't worry. I will send an Uber to come and pick you where you are." Osa sent me an Uber to come and pick me where I am and took me home. Osas again, God will bless you. Immediately I got home, he laughed. Said, "Okay, sorry. We're communicating on the phone." And I said I was hungry, very hungry. Remember, I'm still pregnant. I'm very hungry. So he said, "What do you need? What do you want?" And then he offered me, "Do you want Nigerian meals or you want I just said I needed food. I needed rice. I needed something familiar. He ordered me Chinese rice. They didn't even come and bring that. He said, "Just be eating that one first. Be eating that one. And then we order proper food." And he ordered bunch of food, different one from an eatery, popular eatery here in Winnipeg. Ordered everything and brought them to my house. Oh, SARS, God bless. And then the journey started with searching for house. And that was how I met Omolara. Yes, the same Lara Aloba Alliance. Before I call it Reliance again, Aloba Alliance. That's the same one. She took me to apartment for me to search which I want, this, that. And eventually I settled for an apartment on St. Anne's. Study continued and everything continued. I got a 2-bedroom apartment with the hope that, oh, my family will soon come and join me. And FCA put in the application for himself and the kids as I think the first application he put in was for a visitor's visa. And that was in May 2020 and May 27, 2022. They did not answer. Later, by September 12th, 2022, we had been discussing and said, "Oh, maybe we should put in for SWOP and study permit for the kids." So he will apply for open work permit for himself and study permit for the kids. I just collect our money. You cannot lie. While the visitor's visa was still pending, he put in application for SWOP September 12th, 2022. I was due to give birth to my son November 2022, and there was no approval in sight. I had carried my big belly and was entering one MLA office to the other. Please, my husband, my kids, I need them to come and join me. I went to the city of Winnipeg. Those ones politely told me, "Oh, sorry, there's nothing we can do. She's not within your jurisdiction." The MLA that is within my jurisdiction, we could not meet him. We sent several emails. He was not responding. That was traumatic because I knew this delivery was going to be via cesarean section. How was I going to be able to survive on my own? I decided not to think about it because I felt I would rough it. I had furnished the house. I went to places where they give, I think it's Center Flabby, yes. And they give furniture. People helped him to lift those furniture. I was living in the on the third floor of the apartment. People helped me to lift the furniture up to the third floor. I had bought baby cots. My friends, Zainab, Sheyi, Rotimi, guys, my classmates, they were there for me. Every time I needed them, they were available. Diven, he was living close to me. These guys came to my rescue because I was all alone. They came to my rescue. As at November, I was getting ready to give birth to my baby. I don't scan. had discovered it was a baby boy. My doctor told me I was having a baby boy. I screamed, oh my God, I want that. Because finally my baby boy was coming. November 1, I had a big scare. From the class, I think I had to go to the hospital because my blood pressure, anytime I want to give birth to my kids, my blood pressure was always going higher. So I was admitted into the triad November 1st, and my doctor called me, Dr. Jane, and said, calm down, please, calm down. I don't want to also carry this baby out emergency. I want to be the one to do this surgery myself. So please, calm down. They monitored me. When they felt I was okay, they gave me medication and discharged me. And she told me I should be monitoring my blood pressure. I was due to deliver 6 days later. So then, November 7th, I was wheeled to the hospital to deliver my bouncing baby boy. Did their study permit and SOWP, did it get rejected or did it get approved? Did we have to reapply again? Watch out for part 3. Till I come your way again, I remain your Winnipeg host to the most, Edna. Bye for now.